66 million years ago, the Earth belonged to monsters. Forests stretched for thousands of miles without a single human footprint. Giant insects buzzed through humid jungles. Rivers teemed with crocodiles larger than buses. Enormous flying reptiles cast shadows across the sky. Every sunrise marked another day in a world where survival depended on one simple rule: eat or be eaten. At the top of that brutal hierarchy stood a creature so powerful that its very name still inspires awe today. Tyrannosaurus rex, the undisputed king of the Late Cretaceous, a predator with jaws powerful enough to crush bone like dry twigs, teeth the size of bananas, a body weighing nearly 9 tons. A hunter capable of ending the life of almost any animal unfortunate enough to cross its path. For more than a century, Rex has been celebrated as the ultimate dinosaur. Movies transformed it into a symbol of unstoppable power. Museums placed its towering skeletons at the center of massive exhibits. Children around the world learned its name before they learned the names of many living animals. It became more than a dinosaur. It became a legend, but legends often hide a dangerous assumption that they are unbeatable. History tells a different story. Nature doesn't create perfection, it creates competition. No predator rules forever. Somewhere in the ancient world, another giant was evolving. Another hunter. Another titan with weapons unlike anything T-Rex had ever faced. One possessed crushing jaws. The other carried arms longer than most humans are tall, tipped with claws capable of inflicting devastating wounds. If these two giants had crossed paths, would the king remain on his throne? Or would history remember this as the day T-Rex met its match? Chapter 1, A World Ruled by Giants. To understand this battle, we first need to understand the world that produced its greatest predators. Travel back to the Late Cretaceous period, around 66 million years ago. Forget everything you imagine about barren deserts filled with dinosaurs. The Earth was warmer than it is today. Sea levels were dramatically higher, flooding vast portions of the continents. Dense forests blanketed enormous regions. Flowering plants were spreading rapidly, changing ecosystems forever. North America wasn't the continuous landmass we know today. Instead, an enormous inland sea divided it almost in half, creating 2 separate continents. To the west lay a land scientists call Laramidia. This narrow strip of land became one of evolution's greatest laboratories. Gigantic horned dinosaurs grazed in herds. Duck-billed dinosaurs migrated across floodplains by the thousands. Armored ankylosaurs lumbered through thick vegetation, protected by bony plates and fearsome tail clubs. Every ecosystem was overflowing with life. And where life flourishes, predators follow. None was more imposing than Tyrannosaurus rex. Standing nearly 4 meters tall at the hips and stretching up to 13 meters in length, Rex wasn't merely large. It was built for dominance. Unlike earlier giant predators that relied on slashing bites, Tyrannosaurus evolved an entirely different strategy. Its skull became shorter, stronger, more heavily reinforced. Instead of slicing flesh, it crushed. Computer models suggest that an adult T-Rex could deliver one of the most powerful bites ever produced by a terrestrial animal. When those massive jaws closed around bone, escape became almost impossible. Fossils reveal shattered skeletons, puncture marks, and even healed bite wounds, evidence that T-Rex fought not only prey but sometimes members of its own species. Life at the top wasn't easy. Every meal carried risks. Broken teeth, fractured ribs, deep wounds, even king's blood. Built like a living tank, most people focus on T-Rex's tiny arms. At first glance, they seem almost comical. But this famous feature distracts from the incredible engineering found throughout the rest of its body. Its skull alone measured over 5 feet long. Each tooth could reach nearly a foot in length when including the root. Unlike the blade-like teeth of many earlier carnivorous dinosaurs, T-Rex teeth were thick, rounded, and reinforced. Paleontologists often compare them to railroad spikes. Instead of cutting meat cleanly, they pierced deeply and resisted breaking under immense pressure. Its neck contained massive muscles capable of wrenching huge chunks of flesh from prey. Its legs were surprisingly long for such a gigantic animal. While Hollywood often portrays T-Rex sprinting at highway speeds, modern research suggests it probably wasn't a marathon runner. Instead, it likely relied on explosive bursts of speed over shorter distances, using sheer power rather than prolonged pursuit. Every aspect of its anatomy served one purpose: deliver overwhelming force. The tyrant's reputation imagines standing on the edge of a Cretaceous forest. The ground begins to tremble. Birds erupt from the trees, small dinosaurs scatter. Then, a single footstep. Another, branches snap. A massive head emerges through the foliage. The air falls strangely quiet. Every herbivore nearby recognizes the danger long before seeing it. Predators often inspire fear through surprise. T-Rex inspired fear through presence alone. At nearly 9 tons, it wasn't hiding behind bushes waiting for prey to wander close. It announced its arrival simply by existing. Some scientists believe T-Rex may have hunted actively. Others argue it occasionally scavenged carcasses. The truth is likely somewhere between the two. Modern apex predators, from lions to bears, take advantage of every opportunity. Nature doesn't reward unnecessary risk. Whether hunting or scavenging, Tyrannosaurus remained the dominant force within its ecosystem. Few animals dared challenge an adult. Even fewer survived if they did. The myth of invincibility over the decades, popular culture transformed T-Rex into something larger than life. Movies showed it defeating nearly everything. Video games crowned it the strongest dinosaur. Books often described it as the perfect predator. But evolution doesn't recognize perfection. Every predator has weaknesses. A lion dominates African grasslands, yet even lions avoid healthy adult elephants. Polar bears rule the Arctic, but walruses can kill them. Great white sharks command the oceans, yet pods of orcas sometimes hunt them. Being the apex predator doesn't mean winning every fight. It simply means winning enough to survive. Nature values efficiency, not invincibility. Could another dinosaur exploit those weaknesses? Across another continent, thousands of miles away, on another landmass, another giant predator was writing its own story. Unlike Tyrannosaurus, this hunter evolved in an entirely different environment. Its ancestors followed a different evolutionary path. Instead of developing bone-crushing jaws, they developed something else. Something terrifying. Arms unlike anything seen on Earth before or since. Each ended in enormous claws capable of ripping through flesh with horrifying efficiency. Its skull was longer, its body more agile, its hunting style entirely different. Today we know it as Spinosaurus? No, too specialized for aquatic life. Giganotosaurus? Closer, a magnificent predator, but separated from T-Rex by millions of years. The true challenger was another giant altogether. A hunter whose enormous claws have puzzled scientists for decades. A predator so unusual that even today, researchers continue debating exactly how it fought. Before we reveal its identity, we need to understand why comparing prehistoric giants is far more complicated than simply asking, who was bigger? Because in nature, size isn't everything. What makes a predator truly dangerous? Imagine 2 heavyweight fighters entering a championship match. One outweighs the other by 50 kilograms. Does that guarantee victory? Of course not. Skill matters, reach matters, speed matters, experience matters. The same principles applied 66 million years ago. An apex predator isn't simply the largest carnivore. It's the animal best adapted to dominate its environment. Some rely on overwhelming strength, others on endurance, others on speed, still others on specialized weapons. Crocodiles have relatively weak muscles for chasing prey, yet possess crushing bites. Leopards aren't the strongest cats, yet climb trees carrying animals heavier than themselves. Komodo dragons rarely overpower prey instantly. Instead, they exploit endurance, blood loss, and persistence. Every successful predator follows its own strategy. That raises an intriguing question. If another dinosaur evolved with an entirely different set of advantages, could it defeat the mighty Tyrannosaurus? Or would T-Rex's incredible bite force prove impossible to overcome? The answer lies with a creature whose fossil discoveries continue to surprise scientists to this day. And in the next chapter, we'll meet the only predator many experts believe possessed the size, strength, and weapons to truly challenge the king. Because every king eventually encounters someone who refuses to kneel.